In the heart of the Middle Ages, amidst the stone walls of kingdoms long forgotten, a mystery began to unfold, one that would change history forever. The air was thick with the scent of old parchment and incense. Every shadow held a story, and every candle flicker was a silent plea. Queen Blanche of Castille, a woman of noble birth but heavy heart, knelt in the silence of her private chapel, her spirit fractured by sorrow. She had everything the world could offer, yet her arms were empty. Her prayers for an heir seemed to vanish into the cold stone walls. In her hands she clutched a string of beads, her only anchor in a sea of despair. Each bead was a desperate whisper to the heavens. It was then that St. Dominic arrived, a man whose presence carried the weight of divine truth and the gentleness of a father's embrace. "My queen," he spoke softly, "the heart's deepest wounds are not healed by tears alone, but by the rhythmic prayer of the Rosary." He handed her a rosary that seemed to hum with a quiet power. In that moment, the darkness in the chapel began to lift, but trials still lay ahead. The queen faced the agonizing loss of her firstborn, a grief that threatened to consume her very soul. Yet she remembered Dominic's words. She did not turn away. Instead, she fell to her knees before the image of the Blessed Mother. Her devotion spread like wildfire. Soon, the entire kingdom was united in prayer. From the highest peaks to the lowest valleys, the rosary echoed. Meanwhile in Spain, King Alphonsus VIII stood on a rain-soaked battlefield, watching his empire crumble under the weight of his own pride. He was a king without hope, a warrior whose sword had failed him. The grey sky mirrored the desolation of his spirit. It was Christmas Day when he entered the great cathedral. The air was freezing, and the world outside was buried under a blanket of white. Inside, St. Dominic was preaching. His voice rang through the rafters, speaking of a mercy that no sword could ever win. The king listened, his heart beginning to stir. For the first time, he saw that true power did not lie in conquest, but in surrender. That night, in the stillness of the sanctuary, the heavens opened. A vision of celestial light descended upon the kneeling king. The Virgin Mary appeared, radiating a peace that surpassed all understanding. In her hand, she held a rosary that burned like a star. She placed the glowing beads into his hands, and at that touch, the king felt the chains of his past fall away. Miracles began to ripple through the land. Queen Blanche, touching her beads, felt her spirit renewed and her health restored, and her prayer was finally answered. A child was born, Louis, the future Saint King, a living testament to the power of the Rosary. When the drums of war sounded again, King Alphonsus did not reach for his blade first. He reached for his rosary. He realized that the greatest battles are won on one's knees in the quiet conversation between a soul and its creator. The rosary became the heartbeat of the kingdom, a chain of love that bound the people together in faith and hope. As the centuries passed, the story of the Queen and the King remained, a reminder that no sorrow is too deep for prayer to reach. St. Louis de Montfort wrote that the rosary is a treasure hidden from many, but revealed to those who seek with a humble heart. Through its mysteries, we walk the path of Christ, guided by the hand of the mother who never leaves her children alone. Will you take up this chain of grace? Will you let the power of these simple beads transform your world as they transformed a kingdom? In the silence of your heart, the miracle awaits, just one bead at a time, one prayer at a time. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen.